Yo, it's your Uncle Willie Lee here. Again, always repping that God color, of course. And I had a question for you guys today. I really want to know, what is it to be hood? What is it to be street? What is it to be considered hard? And this question has perplexed me for quite some time, right? And all I can think of is really negative connotations that can be associated with street. And yet, and still, for some reason, I don't really fit the bill. And I always think to myself, I don't really fit in the hood, and I don't fit in with the square life. Not about that 9 to 5 till I get retirement and die. So where do I fit in? What is it really to be hood, right? And this occurred to me when I was younger. I remember being 25 years old. I'll be 42 this year. My daughter was on the way to being born. And when my daughter was getting ready to be born, I was in a 12-man jail cell at the time. And I'm locked up with this young man. He had to be like 19. And he was in jail because his brother killed somebody, and they feared that he would intimidate the witness. They were scared this man was going to kill the witness. So they locked him up, right? And I'm trying to school this young man, kicking knowledge like I do, right? So I'm talking to him about life, about moving in certain steps, about how to navigate through this thing, right? And he gets frustrated, and he's like, look, Willie Lee, we ain't all grow up with no silver spoon in our mouth. Everybody ain't had no 2-parent home, living in middle class suburbs like you, Willie. And I'm like, oh, do tell, right? And I remember a few years ago, my last 9 to 5, previous employer, right? I'm working in a hospital, and I've been there like 5 years at this point. Young lady peels up the courage to come ask me a question. So they see I'm married, like they see their brother wearing a ring all times, right? So she picks up the courage and she comes to me and she was like, look, Will, we have a office pool going. We wanted to know, are you married to a white woman? And I was like, no, actually my wife, same hue as me, darker than me, just as dark, hair like mine, but why do you ask? And she said, because you carry yourself so highly and you speak so well. This was a Aboriginal goddess, right? And I'm surprised, damn, do our women not deserve this, right? So it begs the question, what is this to be hood, right? And when I think about it, I've never really been considered hood. People really assume, when people see me still to this day, they think hey bro, you in the military? You a professional fighter or something? You carry yourself very highly. You speak with such intelligence. And those things are not associated with our hue. Isn't that crazy, guys? We glorify this hoodness, and it looks crazy to me. Because if you're not hood, you're considered a lame. So I always say, when I talk to that young man in the jail at the time, I was like, bro, I'm 25. I've probably been locked up 8 times in my life, bro. And I'm a bit institutionalized. I'm pretty comfortable in a jail setting. Don't really hurt me. I can get myself comfortable, right? Come from a home single mama of 8 children, teen mama. Yo, pops died when I was 8. Experimenting with this new form of cooked up cocaine. They was calling freebase at the time, right? Got 4 kids by 3 different women, 3 baby mamas. Pookie and Ray Ray would be proud, right? Don't really hold down 9 to 5s well. I like being my own boss. I make my money on the streets, cash preferably. But since I speak so highly, carry myself upright, and articulate my thoughts, folks often consider me not being from the hood. Again, went to a predominantly black school in the hood, grew up on food stamps, Section 8, welfare in the hood. In fact, I feel more comfortable being around my own people in the hood than anywhere. And yet, and still, folks actually think Will is a suburban cat, right? At the same time, who really gonna whoop my ass? I'll really be asking myself, when I go into rooms, I'm not really the one who card get pulled. Ain't nobody just saying, you know what? Let me scan this room. What nigga card I'm gonna pull today? That nigga. I don't really have them kind of problems. So I want to know, what is it really to be hood? What is the criteria for being hood? What is the criteria for being a street nigga? What is the criteria for being hard? Like, do you have to slur your words, wear your pants sag up, only own tennis shoes, have a GED, if you even graduated at all, right? Do you get more points for not graduating high school? Like, I don't really understand this concept. Do you get more stripes for the most felonious cases that you have on your record? Is that how it works? Must you be as ignorant as possible to get the love? I don't really understand it. So, again, tell me what it is, in your opinion, to be street. What is it to be hood? What is it to be hardcore? And if those things are negative connotations in your own thought process, why are we aspiring to be it so much? Why do we look up to it so much? Do tell.